What is up, YouTube? Connor Todd 1818 here with you today, and I am here to make a video about how to navigate through Windows 8. Now, I know this isn't going to be a video that gets a lot of views just because there are hundreds of videos out there. My only hope is that some of my subscribers will find this very helpful. And the reason I made this is because I was helping somebody out on trying to decide whether they should get Windows 8 or Windows 7, and she asked if it was learnable for a middle-aged woman. And so I thought, well, yeah, it definitely is. If you have 5 minutes of your day, you can learn it very, very simply. Now, the reason my video will be over 5 minutes is because I'm going to go into all of the different keystrokes. First, I will start with just the basics, and then I'll move into some more advanced stuff. And so if you just watch the basics, it should only be about 5 minutes, and then you can click out. But before you click out, make sure to like, comment, or subscribe, because that really helps me out a lot. But onto the video. Now, the pinnacle of Windows 8 is probably the Start menu. And there are multiple ways to get there. Actually, 3. One of them is to hit this Start button right here. Now, if you have a program called ViStart, which is what I have down in my bottom left-hand corner, it allows you to open up, or it's a third-party program, which means it allows you to open up the third-party Start menu. So as you can see, it looks like that, and it opens up just like that. It's kind of a cool feature. And if you have that, then you only have 2 ways. One of them, to access it through your Charms bar, and I'll talk about the Charms bar in a minute. But as you can see, that opens up the Start. That is actually a really, really cool feature, the Charms bar, but I'll talk about that again later. The second way, for people that don't have this little, or that have ViStart, or the third way for people who don't, is to hover your mouse down in the bottom left-hand corner, and you're going to see like a little icon pop up right down there that says Start. And I'm just going to click on that, and it opens up the Start. Now, that is probably my most common way of getting to the Start, just because it's a habit. I mean, I've always gone down there to get to my Start anyways, so why not just do what I've always done? Now, about the Charms bar. The Charms bar is basically I guess it's a feature that allows you to see stuff that maybe you might want to know really quickly without being on the desktop, because you know Arrow, or the Windows 7 desktop, always had it down in the bottom right hand corner. But say you're in the Mail app, you're not going to be able to see your little toolbar, so you might as well have this Charms bar. Now, this Charms bar does more than just the time, the power, the internet, the date, but it also has settings, devices, home sharing, and searching. And that all is kind of the stuff that a lot of people use without even realizing that they're using it. But so they all incorporated that into the Charms bar, and I think that's really cool. Now, you can access the Charms bar by taking your mouse up into the top right-hand corner and dragging down, or the bottom right-hand corner and dragging down, just for reference, or dragging up. I'm sorry, I've got my directions all mismatched. I don't know what's going on. Or you can hit the Start key, and you can hit C. Now, the reason I'm using this, it is my Surface tablet's keyboard, but I thought it would be really kind of cool for you to be able to actually see me doing it. So, Start and C, and that will open up your Charms bar. And that is just kind of a nice way to actually open up your Charms bar. So then, once you have mastered getting to the Start and opening up the Charms bar, I think that there's only one last thing that you need to know to really learn how to get around Windows 8. And that is the tabs page. So, or whatever it's called. I just call it the tabs page. But say you have a multitude of different apps open. So then I'll just go to camera. We don't really have a camera, do we? Allow. How about that? Camera is currently in use by another app. But say I'm on my desktop, and I decide, maybe I don't want to open, or I don't want those features anymore. You can just close them very, very simply. You can go up to your top left-hand corner and drag down. So now you can see all of this different stuff. So maybe I'll close MetroTwit, and maybe I'll close Maps, and maybe I'll close Camera. But say I have a touchscreen computer. Oh, storage is shut down on me for some reason, and I want to get rid of it. All you do is take your finger and drag down like that, kind of fast. So, sorry if the screen is shaking a little bit. There it goes. Maybe a little bit slower than what I was trying to do it at. But anyways, it basically gives you two different ways to close down your apps that you have running. So then once you've got that mastered, be free. Go do everything with Windows 8. That's pretty much how you get around Windows 8. It's very, 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 very simple. But as far as other things, keystrokes, that's what I'm going to be getting into now. And all of that is centered around that button, the start button, that you probably used a couple times for like your start and your R to run things. But Windows 8 actually utilizes these better than 7 did, because 7 you kind of had everything in one place. 8 you have things spread out all over the place, and it can be kind of confusing to find it. But if you know your keystrokes and if you know how to get around the basics, you can usually find it. And I have not ever had an issue with Windows 8, so that is a little bit of a testimony to Windows 8 and how helpful it can be. But one way to open up your settings is by hitting Start and X, and that allows you to open up basically some simple things such as programs, mobility, power, event viewer, system information, device manager, disk management, all that good stuff. That's just a very simple way to open up that stuff by hitting the Start button and X. Now, if you open up your Start menu and you want to mess with tiles, you can do a couple of different things. One of them being making them smaller. If you right-click on the tile, or with this, you just want to take the tile, hold on to it, and then drag down just a second and move it back up, it'll highlight. You can do a couple of things, such as unpin it from the Start menu, which is this. You can uninstall it. You can make it smaller. You can turn the live tile off, which basically stops it from doing this. And you're going to see it stop. It's got the bing, and now it's not going to flip through a couple of different things like the other apps are doing right now. And that basically is good for YouTubers if they want to use their personal computer, but they don't want people to see their pictures or their current location or certain things like that. It's a good way of kind of masking your identity a little bit. But I personally like that because it allows me to make videos, but also use the computer hand in hand, and basically use it like kind of Windows 7 did, where you only saw my personal stuff if I maybe went in my pictures. There wasn't much of, you know, your current location. Whereas the weather app and all that good stuff is, you know, up. It's your current stuff. But searching is a huge feature of Windows 8. You can access that one of two different ways. You can search through the charms bar, or you can hit the Start button and Q, and so that will open up the search. And we're just going to back out of that. And so that's just basically a way to find things. You can also refine your search by the Start button and F, or the Start button and, let me think, shoot, I don't remember. And the Start button and, shoot, oh well. I guess I didn't need to know it that bad, right? But things like that, you can, you remember there was always that button before that allowed you to access your desktop? Never fear, it is still there. Start button and D. Start button and D allows you to go straight to your desktop. Kind of a cool different thing to do. The Start button plus W allows you to search your settings. So that would be Start and W. I'm sorry, I'm like forgetting to do it on this because I'm doing it on my computer, and so that kind of gets a little messed up. And so that's basically some cool things. The Start button and the minus symbol, and the minus symbol or the plus symbol allow you to zoom in. I don't want to do that just because I think it messed up my recording last time, but that is a cool little feature to have. You can, of course, do the start button and run. So if I wanted to type in CMD, it would open up my CMD. Kind of a little cool thing to use. And there are things that didn't work for me, like the start button and the arrow keys. That was supposed to snap apps to the left and the right. But anyways, that is just basically how to get around Windows 8. If you watch this whole video, you should be good to go. Again, not many of you watched this. And before you go and comment, if you hate Windows 8, please, please, please spare me the time of reading the comments. Because, frankly, I don't care that you hate Windows 8. I mean, you are definitely entitled to your own opinion. I definitely think, if you don't like Windows 8, that's fine, but please don't come in and just destroy it. I mean, like, because, first of all, I will delete it. But second of all, why do you care? Why do you feel the need to make other people think that for some reason you're right and not let them choose for themselves? I think everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and so therefore I think that you shouldn't post on my videos, because then if people read it and then think for some weird reason they trust you, then you've kind of ruined the experience for somebody that might like it. And so just please give that people a chance. If you don't like it, fine. Go make your own video about how you don't like it. Blog, do whatever you want, but just don't do it down in the comment section. Because I really hate that when I'm watching a Windows 8 video and I scroll down to the comments and I'm like, and people are like, man, Windows 8 sucks. Why are y'all even watching this? Well, why are you watching this? To get the word out? Woo, way to go. I just think that maybe you should or just keep it down a little bit. I mean, if you don't like it, that's fine, but just don't ruin it for everybody else. And pretty much that's all I've got for you guys today. Remember to like, comment, or subscribe to me. That really helps me out a ton, because I'm trying to build up a really popular channel so that I can bring you guys some more interesting videos. And hopefully next time I see you guys, you'll just see my screen. I'm going to take a break from doing reviews and where you can see me, just because I kind of would rather not be feeling like somebody's watching me while I'm doing a video, because I'd rather be able to be like, woohoo, and doing a bunch of weird stuff while making the video, and you guys can't see that. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this again, and I'll see you next time.